this special feature, Normet presents Defining the Future Underground in association with CNBC-TV18. I'm Ridhima Bhatnagar and I'm coming to you from this vibrant city of Jaipur. We're coming to you from Normet's Center of Excellence, which is a world-class global hub dedicated to cutting-edge equipment production, research and development, and a lot more. This facility that you see around me is spread across 10 acres of land and is one of the largest greenfield investments till date. But before we talk to you a little more about what's happening in Jaipur, let's take a step back to understand a little more about the journey of the Normet Group. Normet is a world-leading innovative tech company which is defining the future of underground operations in mining, tunneling and civil engineering projects with a focus on increasing safety, sustainability and productivity for their partners throughout the life cycle of their projects. The newly inaugurated Normet Center of Excellence in Jaipur, Rajasthan is a global tech and production hub and is home to an equipment production facility, service and rebuild center, paint shops, R&D center, proto shop, test track and technology training center for operations and maintenance, thus serving markets and customers across the world. Spanned across 10 acres, this Center of Excellence is the largest greenfield project of its kind for Normet and now represents its second largest global manufacturing footprint outside Finland, with the intent to cater to both domestic and global markets. Well, now that we've seen the fascinating and the impressive work that has been done by the Normet Group, it is now time to meet that team that is driving this vision and the mission forward, the leadership team. And for that, I have a very special guest with me, Mr. Kale Sipla, who is the Senior Vice President of the Equipment Business Line at the Normet Group. Kale, hello, welcome. Thank you for hosting us and welcome to India.
Thank you. And great to have you here, and I'm happy to host you and show you the impressive new facility that we have here.
So Kale, why don't we begin with your own journey first before we delve deeper into what's happening at this Center of Excellence in Jaipur. You joined the Normet Group in 2024 itself, so it's fairly new, I would say. How's your own journey been so far?
It has been an interesting journey, I must say. So I'm excited about our products, and I've been able to sort of meet customers. I've been able to meet our people and sort of introduce myself to all the stakeholders that we have in this business. And I can say that our customers really appreciate the new technology that we are delivering, and I've been enjoying all the discussions with the customers and our own people.
How did that decision come? Why India? Why did the Normet Group choose India for this large greenfield investment, state-of-the-art facility? You have R&D, much more happening here. How did that decision come through?
I think India offers a very good package for us. India, first of all, is the fastest growing major economy in the world.
Yeah.
So the customers we have here, they are growing and they are able to provide us good feedback about their future needs.
Yeah.
And also the supplier base and the suppliers are very good here, and they can offer us very competitive quality, cost and lead time. And our strategy has been that we consolidate our competencies and our assembly and factories in two places. One is in Finland and one is here in Jaipur, India. Okay. Because the requirements are getting more and more complex today. So the BEV, the electric vehicle, so it is putting a requirement on our own competencies, but also for our suppliers. And we want to consolidate those in two places globally.
Okay, so just taking on from that, how does Jaipur essentially help you in that? How does Jaipur help you in your supply chain operations and others on a global scale then?
I think Jaipur and it's providing us like a new perspective and diversity in the technology development. So our customer base is global, and it really helps us to understand the global needs of customers better. India is providing us, I think we are focusing here that the tunneling expertise, the tunneling customer base here is quite significant, and we are envisioning that this would be the place where we focus more and more on the tunneling needs of our customers and developing our products for the tunneling requirements.
Correct. When you move out of Finland, how do you ensure
that quality is not compromised? How do you ensure that the same protocols, the same checks and balances are done here in Jaipur that are equal to your global practices?
This is clearly my favorite question. I think there's only one quality in Normet. So in quality, similarly as in safety, there are no compromises. So there's only one quality standard that we do, no matter if the machines are manufactured in Finland or in India. You know, they serve the global market, so there's only one Normet quality standard globally, nothing else.
Kali, the other aspect that I want to understand from you is research and development. Now, R&D is a very crucial component anytime you speak to anyone from the manufacturing sector. So I want to understand a twofold question from you. One, I want to understand from a Jaipur facility perspective, how does the Jaipur facility help you as far as your R&D efforts are concerned?
I think it helps that the Jaipur facility is helping us in few ways. One is that it's giving us more diversity in the engineering group.
Sure.
So we have the strong background in Finland and we are proud of it, yet we need to have more diversity in the global business in the engineering.
Yeah.
But it also, Jaipur as a location, because of the customer base we have in India, is offering us another customer point of view in the mining and in the tunneling customers. And we have good demanding customers here where we have good partnership with them, and they are providing us and they are requiring us new technology, and that is helping us to develop the future products for Normet.
You know, if you look at some of the goals that the group abides by, like we spoke about safety earlier, the other, of course, is also sustainability, right? That is something that we've heard a lot from the Normet group. If you could talk to us about how sustainability is in fact being used, or how are we seeing it in practice influencing the operations here?
I think that if we start from the operations itself, in this facility where we are now, I mean, first of all, this runs on 100% of the solar power. This is a greenfield investment, so therefore we're able to sort of be very sustainable in the design of the plant.
Okay.
We can measure the CO2 footprint of our products and our operations. So the aim we have is that we want to do as little harm to the world and to the planet while making our products. Okay. But I guess the other aspect is the product development itself. So our customers are demanding from us more sustainable solutions, and in our case it means BEV, battery electric vehicles, and that has been a major focus in our product development in the past years, and it will continue to be in the coming years, the BEV development of our offering.
And this is how you integrated, I'm guessing, with your global customer strategy as well?
Absolutely, and that's exactly what our customers are demanding from us. So when I'm meeting customers, every meeting it's about BEV. They are asking from us, what are we developing? We are asking from them, what are their needs? What are their concerns with the BEVs?
So when you say you're asking the customer their needs, I'm sure there will be a process in place for that also, for you to understand the customer needs better. If you could elaborate a little on that as well?
Correct. So yes, we internally we have a sort of steering committees of managing the sort of the customer needs, and then we need to balance in between the sort of what are the customer needs, what's the cost of developing the product, and at the end the products we develop, they need to be, you know, good business for us and our customers, and that's coming across in the discussions as well, that the BEV products, they need to be, at the end they need to be sustainable, but they also need to be commercially viable to our consumers. So they don't want to pay too much for BEVs. So the life cycle cost of the BEVs needs to be, you know, that needs to make good business for our customers as well.
Now, Kali, the other aspect that I want to understand from you, and you touched upon this earlier in the interview, which is the mining and the tunneling industry at large. Now, every time you look at the work that is being done in the mining and tunneling industry, one would argue that it's changing very aggressively, very rapidly, almost on a day-to-day basis, which means there is a clear evolution that is happening, which means your job becomes tough, right? You need to keep up with the changes that are happening. You need to understand the on-ground changes as well. So I want to understand from a Normet group perspective, how are you keeping pace with the changes and the evolution that is happening?
Well, I think when I joined Normet, one of the first very positive surprises was the number of engineering resources that we have globally. It's like it's nearly 150 engineers that we have developing new products for us. So I think we have the foundation is that we have the resources and we have the competencies in place. And like I said, that we want the resources to be even more diversified, that we have a team in Finland, we have a team in Jaipur in India. That's only the starting point. I guess then we need to talk with the right customers.
Correct.
We need to talk with those customers who are demanding the new technology from us in the explosives charging, in the concrete spraying,
Correct.
automation, digitalization and others. And like I said, in India, I have had during this week few meetings where the customers have been very demanding from us and asking what is the new technology, what is new, what is coming next. And it's very interesting to see. We start from the new technology and there's not so much discussion about the costs or commercial terms, it's about new technology. And when we are talking with those kind of customers, they are helping us to lead the way forward.
Kale, we cannot wrap up this conversation without understanding what's next, right? What happens from here on, which leads us to the question of expansion, right? We're of course seeing the kind of work that is happening in Jaipur, but what is the next chapter for the Normet Group, not just in India, but the other emerging markets as well?
Well, when we are now here in Jaipur, I think I want to emphasize the importance of India. It is, like I said, it is the fastest growing major economy in the world.
Okay.
So we want to be very relevant and capture the growth here with our customers in India. But I think it opens us a sort of a new platform in this corner of the world. So with this setup that we have here, we feel that we can offer a very competitive package to a customer in terms of the quality, deliveries, and the pricing also in the neighboring countries here in Asia and in this area.
Perfect. I think that was the perfect note, Kale, for us to wrap this conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for taking out the time and taking us through this facility and helping us understand the global perspective. It's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Thanks for coming, and it was a pleasure hosting you here. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the global perspective and strategy that we heard from the leadership team of the Normet Group. But the story is only half done here. We have to slip into a very short break, but when we come back, we shed a very well-deserved spotlight on the India story. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Normet Presents Defining the Future Underground in association with CNBC-TV18. And we're coming to you from the world-class facility of Normet here in Jaipur. The kind of investment that Normet has made is a testament to the confidence of the India story. And India forms a significant part of Normet's businesses, and the numbers have only highlighted that story. To talk to us a little more about the India story, I have with me a very special guest. We have with us Mr. Subhashish Mohanty, who is the Managing Director of Normet India Private Limited. Subhashish, before I get down to brass tacks and understand what's really happening, why don't you give our viewers an overview of how long before this facility came into place and what was the idea behind getting such a big facility here in Jaipur?
Okay, the idea to have this facility with the approvals from our global management happened way back in 2021. And from that time, the activities started, and we finally, the construction, the approvals, the construction activity and everything got over by end of 2022.
Okay.
And 23, we had this facility inaugurated here. This is over an area of 10 acres land, and we have the production, we have the rebuild center, all the global premise, and we also have the design team sitting over here who support this premise, although they are a part of the global team.
Yeah.
Coming to the products, in 2021 we had launched a new brand, an umbrella brand under the name of Variomec.
Okay. And
that's the brand which covers personal carriers, transportation, goods transportation, and also a multi-utility vehicle which is used rampantly in the mining sector.
Oh, lovely.
Now in India, we have a lot of tunneling projects.
Yeah.
And there are equipments, when it comes to the tunneling related equipments, they are very specific to the terrain, the requirement are very specified to the size of the tunnel. And we manufacture here products which are the global products, but more customized and specific to the Indian tunneling industry.
Okay.
Having covered these two, which are a part of the global production footprint here, this premise also has the service center.
Okay.
The service center gets all the old equipments from our different global markets, Australia, Canada, South Africa. We get it rebuilt here as per our OEM standards.
Okay.
And then we invoice it to a customer who are interested in the used equipment.
Lovely.
Because that's also a phenomenally sizable market everywhere. The other side of the story is that while it becomes a major production hub for Normet, it also meets the aspiration of our local team of meeting the Make in India dream of the government, and also to to support that drive.
So Subhashish, the other aspect that I want to discuss, which I think is very important to the India aspect, is the kind of holistic solutions that you're providing here at the Jaipur facility in terms of your construction chemicals. For a viewer who's watching it in layman language, help us understand what are these holistic approaches and what are you doing differently at Normet?
Okay, I think to answer your question, Ridhima, I need to just give a bit of background that in any tunneling project, the majority of the activities around concrete spraying, and that sometimes is called as shotcreting. I can proudly say that Normet in India is not one of the few, but it's the only one supplier who have the end-to-end solution for the shotcreting.
Okay.
By that what I mean that we have our equipments, what we see getting manufactured here in this premise, that's for concrete spraying in tunnels, but also the chemicals, the construction chemicals which are used during this process, we also manufacture that in India. We have 3 plants and one of them being in Jaipur, in the other part of the city.
You know, Subhashish, one aspect that really fascinated me when we were doing research for the Center of Excellence was that, this is not just being seen as a manufacturing hub, but what essentially it's also doing is providing local jobs, local employment to the people of Jaipur, right? So you're of course getting feedback from them, but you're also giving back to the local economy. What was the thought process behind this?
When we started up this facility, it was a very clear guideline that in 3 years, timeline, we should have the raw materials all locally sourced.
Okay.
And we are on that, roadmap. And apart from that, we have developed many local vendors in this, proximity, because that helps also, to be reasonable in your inventory level, and also the lead time for the supply of those parts, components to our equipments. When it comes to the to help the local community, we have a practice everywhere to pick up the fresh resources, the students who are out of their colleges or schools providing technical education, and we groom them meeting our requirement, providing them some advanced training.
Okay.
And I think it's just not limited to this facility. We keep also supporting our sites and other production facilities with these freshers.
Subhashish, we of course have to now speak about the other very crucial aspect, which is the role of technology, right? And thus, you speak about digitalization, analytics. So I want to understand how all of that is being integrated, how technology is being integrated in a way to better not just customer experience, but everything that you put out.
Yeah, thanks, Ridhima. You brought in one point which I haven't yet touched. That's one additional facility what we have here, catering to the whole global fleet what we have, and that's the remote monitoring center. So all our equipments are IoT enabled. All these getting manufactured now are fitted with the device, and some of those devices which were earlier supplied, we have got it retrofitted. So every equipment can capture the data of operations as well as anything to do with the maintenance and the performance of the machine. Here we have the global remote monitoring center. So this unit, this facility what we have here in this premise, that captures all the units which are active. One is getting IoT placed, but they have to be live, they have to be in the Wi-Fi range. So all those which are active gets captured here. But what we look at the data of those alerts and the data are wherever the customer has authorized us to look into their data.
Yeah.
Because finally it is data of their machines.
Yeah.
And there are also some of the machines and the customers where we have been advised to support them to highlight any alerts about machine performance or any production related concern which is coming up, because we have it's a 24 hours manned facility what we have, and people keep a track of any alerts coming over there.
Okay.
And the moment we get something which is concerning, we warn our people, whoever are there in the field, as well as the customer representative, to take immediate action so that there are no surprise failures. We don't get into a situation where the machine is stuck up in somewhere in the mid of nowhere, or it causes some some safety concern to the operations there.
So Bashish, as we wrap, I have to ask you this, and this is a twofold question. So what's next is our question. What's next for the Jaipur facility, but also more importantly, what's next for the India chapter?
What I can share at this moment is what you saw, the Variomex, the range of Variomex, what are right now diesel powered. In 2025, we would start manufacturing the battery operated.
Okay.
So you will have all the machines coming out of this facility battery operated. But of course, it depends on the choice of the customer if they would go for the battery operated, the electric vehicles, or the diesel fuel. So that's the next thing. That's under the prototype, it is under development. Then there are more functionalities concerned to automations and some advanced features which are being worked out in the tunneling. That also is the next thing in place for 2025. So these are the couple of activities which are in the region of 2025.
Perfect. I think this is the perfect note to wrap up. So Bashish, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much for not just taking us around this world-class facility, but also helping us understand what all is being done here.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this fascinating conversation and the end of this special feature as well. We hope you enjoyed this conversation, understanding not just the global vision of the Normet Group, but their investment and confidence on the India growth story. Till next time, thanks a lot for watching.